Good evening, Thunder community. It's great to have you all hopping on the call this evening. I'm Mark Wallstrom. I'm the principal at Discovery Canyon Campus High School, and I am so excited that we get a chance to meet tonight to talk about celebrating the class of 2021. Congratulations to all the students that are on the call tonight, and parents, congratulations to you. What an exciting month we have ahead to celebrate the amazing accomplishments and things that the class of 2021 was able to do despite the challenges of the pandemic. So welcome again, everyone. It's great to see everyone. We're excited to share our plans with you about all the fun things that we're going to be doing over the next month. I hope everyone's got a chance to get their yard sign and their Adopt a Senior packets or baskets and are beginning to enjoy the celebratory season of May and the class of 2021. So again, welcome. I'm Dr. Wallstrom. I know the attendees are hopping on here as I'm talking. I am the principal at Discovery Canyon Campus, and I will be sharing some information tonight about graduation and our senior celebrations. Some of the best and brightest are here this evening to help out and to answer questions. There is a question and answer feature that you can put your questions in. And the following folks are here tonight to help answer questions. Mr. King, assistant principal. Doug Jameson, our junior senior class sponsor. Joy Cavanda, our dean of students. Miss Karina Bierman, one of our assistant principals, which, by the way, has been named the new principal at Timberview Middle School. So congratulations to Karina. We'll miss you next year. And Suzanne Smelker is also here. She is one of the junior senior class sponsors. So again, there's a Q&A feature for you to put questions in, and we'll try to answer questions as we're going through this presentation. Also, this presentation is being recorded and will be placed on our website for you to watch later. Also, there's going to be a ton of information on the screen, and we will certainly, you'll be getting all of this information again via 20 alert. And so much of what you see tonight, you'll also receive in an email. And so, but anytime you have any questions, please reach out. Mr. King is the primary contact. He has really been heading up this endeavor to make sure we get an opportunity to celebrate the seniors in such a special way. So again, for those of you just joining, I'm Mark Wallstrom. I'm the principal at Discovery Canyon Campus, and excited to be with everyone tonight. Looks like the weather's cleared up and it's a lovely evening, so we'll try to make this as brief as possible, but certainly we want to make sure that you get your questions into the question and answer, and that you get the information that you need. And if we can't answer your questions tonight, we will get back to you either through a 20 alert email, and we'll build it into the general response and information, or we'll get back to you individually if you leave your email in the question and answer. So with that, let's get started. Again, welcome, and it's exciting to have everybody here. So we will be hosting an in-person graduation ceremony, which we're very excited about. The graduation ceremony format will be a traditional graduation ceremony format with students sitting together as a class, and the attendees and guests sitting in the bleachers, and there actually will be some on-field seating available so that we can accommodate as many guests as possible with the guidance and capacity, guidance from El Paso County and the capacity of the stadium. So it will be May 27th at 8 a.m. at Hatchell Field. Our makeup rain date will be on May 28th. And so we will be going at 8 a.m. Our hope is to avoid any inclement weather that typically comes in the afternoon in Colorado, and that's why we have the early start. Graduates will be seated on the field as a class with their peers. So I know that they're very excited about that. Each graduate will receive 8 access passes or tickets to accommodate 8 guests. All access passes will be provided at senior checkout. So their tickets for guests will be available and will be part of their checkout process on May 12th. Also, all attendees, so graduates and guests, will need to make sure that they bring the printed waiver and symptom tracker completed and signed prior to the event. We will collect those at the gate. I believe that those links to those forms will either be in tonight's question answer chat feature or will also be included in the 20 alert email. So as you come in the gate, you'll be asked to turn in those waivers, and you will also have to have an access pass / ticket to enter the event. So guests can choose their own seats upon arrival. It is general seating. There is some seating that is on the field, which is separate from the graduate section. You will not be sitting with the graduates. They'll be sitting together as a class, or seating is available in the bleachers on both sides of the stadium. In terms of public health, masks are highly encouraged as part of our layered approach to public health and safety, but are not required per El Paso County for this event. If graduates do wear a mask, and I encourage them to do so, they should wear the Thunder mask that will be provided with their cap and gown. We also encourage all attendees to maximize social distancing practices during the event. As you select your seats in the bleachers, try to keep as much distance as you can between groups. And of course, maintain that social distance helps with that layered approach to public health and safety. You can only reserve seats for guests in your group. Please do not reserve seats for other folks. We want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to choose their best seat that day to see their child graduate. This year, diplomas will be mailed to graduates. We'll mail those a day or so after graduation. So at checkout, make sure that your child puts in and verifies the accurate address for that diploma to be mailed. So we'll be verifying what's in Infinite Campus, and we will also have an opportunity for the student to fill out a form that puts the accurate address for mailing that diploma. The ceremony will be professionally live streamed, so extended family around the world can watch this awesome ceremony. The link will be available that morning at www.asd20.org. A sign language interpreter will also be available. Please let us know in advance, most likely by emailing Mr. King at david.king@asd20.org if you know a guest in your group will require a sign language interpreter. So there's some arrival and departure logistic things. We are not the only graduation on the 27th. The next graduation is at noon on the 27th. So immediately following the ceremony, we are going to ask you to leave the campus as soon as possible. I know it's we want to hang out and celebrate. We're advising you maybe pick an alternative location off campus to drive to celebrate with family and friends. We do need to clear out the parking lot as soon as possible because the next graduation does need to get prepared and we need to clear the campus. So please also only bring 2 cars or less if all possible. With the number of people we're expecting, parking will be very limited, but we will have parking attendants there to guide you to parking spaces. The gates will open at 7 a.m. And graduates, you should plan to arrive before 7:20 in order to park, have your photo taken, and then begin getting staged for the processional. Graduates, you will report to the visitor side behind the bleachers so that we can stage you for your processional into the stadium. Performers that are in the band and choirs, please arrive around 6:30. Well, let's just make it 6:30 for sound checks and preparations. Ceremony will last an hour and a half to 2 hours, and again, we want to make sure that people know that we really do need to leave immediately following, and I would coordinate an off-site location for any post-ceremony photos and celebrations. So this is the expectations portion of the ceremony. Not my favorite things to go over, but we really do want to make sure we have a dignified ceremony. There's some formality to a graduation. We do want to have fun, but there are some things that we do want to set as expectations so that everyone can enjoy seeing their child graduate from high school. So please be respectful to every graduate. It's very important that every graduate's name can be heard by the audience. And so if we're using air horns or noisemakers or loud screaming, because we have 2 readers reading names, we don't want certainly someone to miss hearing their child's name read. So try to keep those things to a minimum. Students can only wear the provided graduation regalia, so no decorative hats leis, cords from other siblings or other institutions, only the things that we provide. Graduates are expected to be in appropriate dress, business casual. Caps and gowns are not to be modified and will not be allowed in the ceremony. Please, I know this might be a challenge, but no heels on the turf. It really does have damaging effects on the turf field. It's a brand new turf field at Academy District 20 Stadium, but also, and more importantly, it's unsafe on the turf wearing heels. So if we could please refrain from those types of footwear, it would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, all District 20 policies apply to this event. No weapons, alcohol, vape, nicotine, etc. are allowed on school property. Anyone that's disruptive during the ceremony will be removed. This includes throwing objects, paper airplanes, things of those nature. Guests are asked not to bring noisemakers, like I talked about before. And please plan to wear sunscreen, bring water, appropriate clothing for the day, prepare for any kind of weather, whether it be cold or rain. Please also, we prefer if you didn't bring an umbrella. It's very difficult for people to see behind you if there's an umbrella just due to the seating in the stadium. So maybe rain gear or something like that, rather than bringing umbrellas. But also I understand the sun, so maybe wearing hats to protect your face from the sun, and of course sunglasses. So some requirements before participating in graduation. The ceremony is a privilege. The student's behavior leading up to graduation could cause a student to be excluded from the ceremony. These are extreme situations where students are suspended, or there's a severe violation of district policy. So just remind students, reminder to you, and also parents, just a reminder, have that conversation as we get here into the season of celebration, just to make sure that we're following the rules and keeping everyone safe and doing the right things. To participate in the ceremony and receive their diploma, a student must earn at least 50 credits in all the correct areas. Counselors will be notifying students and families by the 26th if a student fails to meet graduation requirements. But if you have any questions in advance of that, please reach out to your child's counselor if you want to check in on that. So in terms of graduation, Mr. King, is there anything that I missed that you want to make sure that I highlight?
I think you got it.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. King. I appreciate it. All right, let's move on to senior prom. What an exciting news that was, that we get to have a senior prom. It will be held May 8th here at Discovery Canyon Campus High School. The theme is Starry Night, and I'm excited. The Colorado Springs Astrological Society will be here to help with facilitating some stargazing. The senior and junior class advisors and Mr. King are putting in a ton of work. It's going to be a beautiful night in our canyon. We're going to be holding it outdoors. It's really going to be beautiful, and we're excited that the kids get an opportunity to have their prom. A special thanks to the DCC PTO for helping to provide some great treats, and we're really excited to be doing this. So some of the things to think about, each senior can now bring a guest of their choosing, and so that is something new. Guests should be under the age of 21 and should be of high school age, and they will have to complete their own waiver. And Mr. King, I know, is putting some links to waivers and forms in the question and answer, and those will also be available in our Sunday Communication 20 alert that'll be going out this Sunday. Students must RSVP in advance. They will not be able to enter the dance by just showing up that evening. We have to make sure we have that information. Because of the change in being able to bring a guest, even though your child RSVP'd maybe already, they need to re-RSVP or RSVP again. And again, that link should be in the question and answer feature of tonight's live meeting. But again, that needs to be filled out and completed, and all the waivers need to be completed to participate in prom. The waivers should be brought to the door that night of prom, and each attendee needs their own waiver. So one for the DCC student and one for the guest. Whether the guest is a a student at another school or a student at DCC, they still need to do the waiver. If it's a DCC student that's the guest, they don't need to do the guest waiver. We have, obviously, if they're a student here, we don't need to worry about that. So take a look at that re-RSVP form. Questions about that, again, email Mr. King or reach out to us and we'll certainly answer those questions. The students are pretty familiar with the process of getting a guest. But the key here is you have to RSVP in advance. So masks are highly encouraged as part of our continued layer approach to public health and safety, but not required per El Paso County for this outdoor event. Refreshments, a DJ, and chaperones will be provided. One of the downsides of participating is if there is a quarantine put in place due to exposure at the senior prom, it could mean that students will be attending remotely and placed on quarantine. So it's obviously an optional event, and each family should weigh the risks of exposure associated with close contact that inherently occurs at school dances. So we are going to put in as many layers of protection as possible, but the inherent nature of a dance certainly does not lead to social distancing. But you know, wearing masks and being aware of your surroundings is a great thing to maintain public health and safety. Most students are planning to wear formal attire. It is outside, so plan for various types of weather, but business casual is acceptable. One of the downsides this year is if this event is canceled in advance due to either public health restrictions or weather or other unforeseen circumstances, we will not be rescheduling this event due to its proximity to the end of the year. As you have probably noticed, we're trying to hold these events outside the quarantine window for the graduation ceremony, so that some of these major events, if indeed there are quarantines, students would not be quarantined for graduation. So we're trying to get these things done prior to that window. Mr. King, anything on prom that I missed that you would like to highlight?
Not that I heard. Doug, was there anything? Mr. Jameson?
Just emphasizing again that students who RSVP'd prior to this past Monday, please RSVP again once we have the change to allow for guests. We need everybody to re-RSVP or RSVP for the first time using that link that is in the chat. And also parents, there is a link for a Sign Up Genius if you're interested in helping out and volunteering your time for prom. That link is in the chat as well, and we would greatly appreciate your help. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson. All right, another one of our celebrations we have planned is our senior only in-person day on Wednesday, May 12th. There's a lot going on that day. We'll be checking out, we'll be doing celebrations, and then we'll also have our senior sunset. So senior checkout will be from 8 to 1 and from 2 to 4 in the Augs gym. So seniors really need to plan to attend at their convenience, but they need to attend checkout during one of those two times on Wednesday, May 12th. It is a virtual day for all other students, but seniors will be on campus. So seniors should bring all their books, devices, supplies, kits, music, uniforms, instruments, library books, anything that has been checked out. You can access Destiny resources checked out to me, a link that you will get in the Sunday 20 alert email to see what items are checked out. If you need to have your computers, books, and materials for classes from the 18th to the 21st, seniors can certainly keep those materials because school is still in session the 18th to the 21st. So they can keep those materials and we will check them in at a later date. Seniors will need to have all fees paid in full in order to check out completely. So please try to have those fees paid prior to coming to checkout. You can do that on payforit.net. Seniors will be picking up their cap, their gown, their regalia, their masks, their awards, their cords, their graduation access passes, etc. on that day. So that's an important day to be there if you can be in person. Again, questions, please email david.king@asd20.org. Senior celebration is that day. So we will be doing a senior awards video, and there's some information later in this presentation about that. But because we're not holding an in-person senior awards presentation, you do have an optional by appointment only photo opportunity here at Discovery Canyon with me and any staff member that your child would like to invite or you'd like to invite to the theater in either the morning or afternoon. There's a couple different sessions, and we'll go through the bestowing of cords, stoles, and pins for the graduate and taking an opportunity to take a few photos in front of our backdrops. And you'll need to complete the senior checkout process prior to doing that, and so that we can present your graduation regalia at that. So if you're interested in doing that, I would love to see you. Would love to take a moment to celebrate your child and take a picture and have you have an opportunity to do that if that's something that interests you and your child. Then we're going to hold a senior assembly for 35 minutes or so in the main gym, socially distanced, masks, those types of things, because it is a school day. We'll be following all of those expectations to try to prevent and continue to use our layered approach to public health and prevent anybody transmitting the virus and causing a quarantine. So these are student-only events, along with our traditional walk up the canyon from the elementary school, and that'll be an awesome event. Students from all three levels will be there to, well, two levels, the elementary and the middle school, to cheer on the seniors as they walk up the canyon. And then we'll be doing yearbook distribution and signing. Again, these are student-only events. And then that evening, senior sunset, super awesome event, one of my favorites. Come out and enjoy some time together. We'll grill out a little bit. We'll play some yard games. I think there's some tie-dye shirt things going on. And again, that would be an event where we will ask seniors to please take a layered approach. We'll do some contact tracing. We will be doing masks, and we will also try to do keep some social distancing pieces, much like we do during the day here at school. So one of the things I did want to talk about is that school is in session from the 18th to the 21st. We are checking out on the 12th, and so again, if students need to keep their materials, they can do that. I would highly recommend that you have your child, in order to avoid a quarantining situation and missing graduation, I would highly recommend that your child attend school virtually the 18th to the 21st. I've talked with the teachers here at Discovery Canyon campus, and they are well aware that seniors most likely will take that opportunity to attend virtually, because getting quarantined and missing the graduation ceremony would be very disappointing. If there is a quarantine and a senior is quarantined, they will not be able to participate in the graduation ceremony, and that is a county level decision, and that is just the way that will be. So take whatever precautions you need and decisions you want to make as a family to try to keep that from happening. But I would encourage you to do that the 18th to the 21st, attend virtually. And again, teachers are very well aware and will provide patience, be graceful, and be flexible with the seniors. So something just to think about as we enter this celebratory season. We have about 40 students who have not picked up their senior gear and adopt a senior gift basket, so please do that. Reach out to Mr. King if you have any questions. Again, I hope you're enjoying those yard signs. I have my yard sign up on my balcony overlooking kind of that new area on Interquest, so been getting lots of people driving by honking their horns and stuff, so that's exciting. Senior memory boards, those are due May 5th. That's another great tradition that we're glad we're able to continue. I know you have some instructions that you received on the memory boards and how to upload those. So please do that, and also bring them in here so we can display them at school. The last couple weeks of school, I know Mr. King's got some plans for that, and maybe at the prom. So please get those to us by Wednesday, May 5th. Senior awards video will be released Thursday night, May 13th at 6 p.m. It will be on our YouTube video channel, and get your family together for a watch party and see the video. They're doing some great work celebrating the seniors and their amazing accomplishments. So That's the speed version of all the great things we're doing to celebrate seniors in the month of May. Mr. King, was there anything else that I needed to talk about that I missed?
I think you did a great job. One thing that we're getting a lot of questions on in the chat is what do our seniors do after May 12th? And I guess just to quickly give my version, and Dr. Wallstrom can clarify, but most seniors are planning to attend in person through May 14th, that Friday. We will have Thor Wars that Friday, which is another exciting thing that they will get to end on a high note with. And then most seniors will attend virtually for that last week. So I hope that helps. And Dr. Wallstrom, I don't know if you want to clarify, but most seniors will attend in person through the 14th and then participate virtually for that last week.
Correct, and that's a family decision. School is still in session the 18th through the 21st, but understanding the quarantine window, we are suggesting you consider having your child attend virtually the 18th through the 21st. Classes are still in session. Teachers still have expectations, but I have talked to the staff and they're aware that seniors may be attending virtually and to be flexible and patient with that as we head into the final week of school. But yes, school is still going and classes are still being held through the 21st. Does that help, Mr. King?
Yes. We're also getting a couple questions about the in-person day on the 12th. That is just affecting the high school. So that will not affect elementary school or middle school, just affecting high school. Our 9th through 11th graders will continue to have a virtual day that day. They will all have asynchronous assignments, and our 12th graders will come in person to do some of those checkout steps and participate in the fun things. We're excited for the staff to get to be able to turn their attention and celebrate with the seniors for that day, and we're really looking forward to that.
Correct. Sorry if I wasn't as clear on that. Covering a lot of information tonight, and again, you'll get all this via 20 alert email and your Sunday communication. Mr. King, anything else?
Just further clarification, if the students are checking out on the 12th, questions about how would they participate virtually and that kind of thing. If your student needs to continue utilizing their school issued device, then they can totally hang on to that, and we will put some communication out about how to schedule an appointment to turn those things in if they need to continue using their books or devices. I think it's fair to say we're anticipating a light week for seniors during that last week. Of course, it'll be specific to which courses your student has, but it should not be a real strenuous week for them.
Mr. King, a couple of questions I noticed in the chat that came up a couple times. Handicapped parking, or not parking, sorry, handicapped seating at graduation.
Yeah, the best handicap seating for graduation will probably be in the bleachers on both the home or away side. We've got real long ramps there, and then there is there are places to pull up a wheelchair, and the front row access there would prevent them from having to climb stairs and that kind of thing if it was a person who was not in a wheelchair who just needed front row. So we might consider blocking off that whole first row for handicap seating.
Excellent. And then just one more. Where do the memory boards get turned in?
You can just bring those to the attendance office or the main high school office with Ms. Rocca.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. King.
All right. Well, additional information will be coming out again in the 20 alert on Sunday with all of the things that you saw on the screen tonight. I just also wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you, parents and students. You know, it was an amazing year, and I also want to thank the staff at Discovery Canyon campus for the amazing work that they did. I appreciate the patience and the grace and the flexibility you afforded us as we took on this challenge of the pandemic and keeping learning moving forward for your children and mitigating the spread of COVID-19. And I can't thank you enough, and the positive words you've sent our way and the support you've given us is been great, and I really appreciate it, and the staff really appreciates it. So next week is Teacher Appreciation Week here at Discovery Canyon Campus High School. So if you find you can and you have some time, reach out to a teacher, send them an email, send them a note. Let them know how much you appreciate them. They have had a heck of a year and did a great job. And so from the bottom of my heart, from the Discovery Canyon Campus staff, thank you. We appreciated all the support and all the things you did to help your student be successful this year and to help us be successful. So we're looking forward to a great May of celebrations. We're looking forward to a great graduation ceremony. The weather's going to be perfect on May 27th at 8 a.m. And it's going to be a wonderful morning to gather as a community and celebrate the class of 2021. So have a great evening. I don't want to take any more of your time tonight. Many of you have probably been on screens all day today working. And so please reach out to us with any questions, concerns, accommodations you may need. And again, a shout out to Doug Jameson, David King, Katie Snyder, Suzanne Smelker for all their work on these senior celebrations and graduations, my secretary, Bonnie Holsinger, and then of course, all the assistant principals and the work that they've been doing to get this rolling. So have a great evening. And as we say every morning over the PA, and as always, go Thunder.